from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Welcome to the OFWpreneurs Podcast. This is your host, JP Adena, and the title is Overseas Filipino Entrepreneurs with Big Ideas. The guest for today is Irra Cenina. Say hi.
Hi! Hello everybody, mga ka-OFWpreneurs. Magandang hapon po from the Philippines. Pagpasensyahan nyo na yung aso kasi medyo gutom ata.
Normal yan. Nasa bahay ko ako, nasa bahay mo ikaw. And sa advent of technology, nagawa natin. So I'm very thankful. I'm thankful for your time, Irra. At yung connection natin kung natatandaan mo, why? How are we related? Do you happen to know?
It's interesting kasi lumawak yung network ko of OFW friends nung nag-work ako sa Hong Kong Disneyland, and that's where I met you through your big idea at that time, which is Go Baon.
Yes,
diba?
Go Baon. Go Baon.
Yes.
Ang galing mo doon.
Go Baon era. Nung time na nag-meet tayo, that's the start of your Go Baon phase kasi. So at that time, sabi ko na ang smart ng idea na yon kasi for most of us cast members ng theme park, hindi tayo makalabas and our choices are kind of repetitive pag kumakain tayo sa cafeteria. So your outsourced baon idea with many different chefs, home cooks, na friends natin, sobrang brilliant. And that's how I met you, and that's how we get to be introduced with each other. Yun.
At saka, if you don't know, sub ako sa stage, sa...
Correct. Nag-sub ka sa Mickey and the Wonders Book.
Mickey and the Wonders Book. So, yes. We cross paths, parang ganon talaga.
Yes, nakapag-perform tayo on one stage.
Yes, yan. At kung hindi nyo tatanungin, si Irra Cenina ay isang performer. Obvious, right? Obvious. So we share a stage, and he's a singer, and I assume theater actor, right? In the Philippines.
Yes po.
Yes. So, hindi kami magkakilala sa Pilipinas, but sa Hong Kong kami magkakilala. And now, this is what you call a OFWpreneurs, right? From the word entrepreneurs, right? OFW obviously because we're OFWs. Entrepreneurs. Kasi, but bakit si Irra? Do you have a business? Maybe not. But Irra, for me, Irra Cenina is the business. He is the business. As a performing artist, we always consider ourselves as professionals, right?
Yes.
Doctor, attorney, ganyan. And we are professionals as well. Although hindi tanggap ng iba, maybe tanggap ng magulang, ganyan. Alam natin yung mga ganyang drama. But we, as professionals, or as performing artists, we consider ourselves as professionals. And as professionals, we are the business.
Correct.
That's why he is invited here in the OFWpreneurs Podcast, right? But before we start, hindi pa pala nag-start, no? Before we start, who is Irra Cenina? When you talk to yourself in a third person, right? Who is Irra Cenina?
Is this more of like an introspective type of question, or like literal, who is Irra Cenina?
Up to you. Answer it two ways.
Okay, two ways. I'll start with more of the kind of like looking in answer. Irra Cenina is, like you said, it's like in my mind as a person, Irra Cenina is a brand. And most of the time, brands, because our names are our first brands. So if we protect our name the same way we protect our most valuable possession, like a MacBook Pro, a Chanel bag, or a Louis Vuitton, you will have a different take on how people say your name, use your name, and associate your face with your name, something like that. So starting with that, Irra Cenina did not really come to being until maybe 2001 when I entered college. Because sa bahay kasi iba yung pangalan ko eh. Ang nickname ko sa bahay is Jamir. So when I went to university, nag-iba yung tawag sa akin. So medyo nanibago ako. Hindi talaga ako sanay. So hindi ko ginamit yung Irra Cenina for the longest time kasi hindi ko masyadong type yung name ko noon kasi I get teased. Ang weird daw ng pangalan ko kasi Irra tas Jamal. They're like super weird names during my time at least. I don't know. Pero yun. So if I ask my question now, if I look at myself in the mirror and introspectively, who is Irra Cenina, I will distant past na sa akin yung yung I don't associate myself with the name Irra. Pero when I ask myself, sino ba talaga siya or sino ba talaga ako? My answer always boils down to to one word. And it starts with letter I din. Inspire. Wow. To inspire. Inspiration ba? Kasi parang I've been inspired by so many different things and so many different people in my 36 years of life or existence. Kahit na hindi ko naman matandaan yung first 7 or 8 years. So, and I've done things na rin, like I've been a flight attendant for 6 years. Yung mga madami akong napuntahan na lugar, 85 countries that I have been to. Parang I've been inspired by so many things. So in my mind, sabi ko, kung meron man akong place na gustong marating in the future, I want to be at a place where I could inspire people. Hindi man ako makakapag-inspire through like big or grand gestures like Bill Gates because of his millions and scholarship funds and all that. Yung pag inspire lang through sharing of stories, paano ba magsimula, bakit ka magsisimula, paano ba kumanta, gusto kong kumanta pero hindi ko alam paano mag-start, parang ganun ba. So it boils down to, it always goes back to inspiration. And yes, that's the first answer.
Yan.
Yung second answer naman,
inside yan. In the mind of Irra.
Yes. Itong next answer naman is on a business perspective. Actually, sa dinami-dami ng malas natin sa COVID-19, meron din namang silver lining ang COVID-19 sa akin. Itong pag-focus ko sa ano bang pwede kong gawin to start this whole inspiration train. Yan. So naisip ko na mag-start ng YouTube channel, pero sabi ko hindi ako pwede mag-start ng YouTube channel nang basta-basta. I had to research ano bang pwede kong gawin to prepare. 3 weeks ako nag-research about how to start a channel, nagbasa ako ng mga blogs, and lahat ng blogs, sinabi nila na you have to have a strong brand. And it ties back to my idea of if your name is your brand, strong na agad siya. Kasi, di ba, kung iisipin mo yung selling point mo is your name na, madali na siyang ibenta. Not on a literal perspective na ibebenta mo yung pangalan mo, but madali siyang i-market. So yun, nag-isip ako ng ways to strengthen my foothold sa social media platforms. Hindi naman marami yung followers ko eh, konti lang siya. But then it's gaining traction yung YouTube channel ko. I started with 50 and that was just 3 weeks ago, I think. Yeah. And now I have 325. And to me, I treat little victories as victories. So hindi ko siya mini-measure ng today 2 lang yung followers ko or whatever. Basta meron nag-follow, good yun.
You're good.
So yun, as a business, my initial thought is lahat naman ng nagsa-start na business, ano yan eh, you're working at with everything against you. So parang medyo patalo ng konti dahil nagsa-start ka. Matagal ka pa makakuha ng break even until you reach that point. And then, depende na sa'yo kung anong gagawin mo to gain profit or magkaroon ng higher return of investment. So, yes, business perspective, I treat myself as a brand and I always try to present myself in a professional manner when I am in these kinds of things na parang na-interview. Kasi alam mo ba, kuya, 3 dahil sa YouTube channel ko, siguro dahil sa 5 content ko, nagkaroon na ako ng parang 4 or 5 different Zoom meetings. Na-invite na ako. So medyo naisip ko din, it's really working kasi may napupulot na something yung mga nakapanood kahit na konti lang sila.
Just imagine kung hindi mo ginawa yun, right?
Totoo yan. Kung hindi ko siya nagawa, edi walang ganito ngayon, 'di ba? So, yun, and I try to be as sa Tagalog parang masinop.
Yeah.
When it comes to working for the brand. For the brand. Parang I try to push out content that is well researched, merong my proof and personal experience ko. Sometimes I use as proof or evidence to support kung ano man yung na-research ko. So, yeah, ang dami kong sinabi pero yun yun.
With what I got from your answer, Irra, Irra is came into being. It came into being from I do not accept my name to embracing it. And then sabi mo parang ayaw mo nga siya, 'di ba? Parang ang weird, 'di ba? But then it became your strength once you accepted yourself, and then moving forward. I mean, now looking back, right? If you didn't have a unique name, then the branding would be difficult, right?
Yes, correct.
Right? So on the business sense, it's actually good that you have a unique name.
Yes, hindi lang dyan, pati sa NBI clearance. Kasi pasok lang ako.
Wala kang hit.
Meron na.
Ako meron akong hit. Why? Because my name is very, very, very common. Noong 1981, lahat ng mga pinangalan ng 1981, pinangalan ng John Paul. From January to December, John Paul.
Ang dami nga siguro mong kahit dyan, John Paul. Totoo kasi John and Paul are like two very
number one ang John sa boy name eh. Before Mary, but now it's different, I think. But the John stayed the same. John stayed versions of John, if you consider versions of John. So
yes.
Ang nangyari very very not unique. So kabaliktaran na ang nangyari sa atin. I have a very common name. Nung palayo ko is Junjun. And then kaya pag alam mo yun sa mga movies, mga palabas. So every time tinatawag, yung lilingon talaga ako sa TV. Kasi halos lahat Junjun yung palayo, di ba? So,
correct.
Anyway, nung college Paul ako, nung ako Junjun, and then nung nag-UST na ako, saka lang ako naging JP. So pares tayo on part na we came into being the name JP Adena.
Yeah.
It came into being sa college. Parang ganun, you want to make another identity. Parang pwede ako mag-restart.
Yeah.
Ganyan. Yeah. On our YouTube channel naman, I didn't research. So completely opposite tayo doon. I didn't research. I didn't prepare. Hindi ako metikuloso. Whatever I say here, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm just basing this on my experience, and that's why I interview people, and then the experience of the guests would be the content, as well as the learnings that as a performing artist. My first question: what is something na, di ba? Sabi mo na research mo muna, right? So whatever content na ano yung una mong content na ilalabas, ganyan. So ano yung mga mali mo dati na sana alam mo na. Right? So, for the benefit ng nanonood ngayon, ano yun? Right? Since alam mo na ngayon yun, yung hindi mo alam dati, what is that? So that they will know.
Okay. As a performer, because I started out as a singer, kuya. I started out as a singer because I joined a singing competition. Yeah. So, nung time na yun, wala ko kasing idea. Just like how I did not pay attention to my real name, I did not pay attention to singing at that time because at that time, mas gusto kong mag-play ng keyboard sa church. Nagtutugtog lang ako ng keyboard sa church kasi parang kumbaga second generation na ako ng pianista sa simbahan. So at that time, wala akong pakialam sa pagkanta, hindi ko alam yun. Accompanist lang talaga ako. So, nung university ko lang din na-discover, nung nag-audition ako sa DLSU Choral, na pwede pala akong kumanta. Ganon. Pero nung sumali ako sa singing contest, dun ko na-realize yung isa kong malaking mistake. Actually, dalawa yung mistake na
Yan.
nag-stick sa akin. First, I was overly sensitive. I was overly sensitive with everything that's happening sa paligid ko nung sumali ako sa singing competition. And pangalawa, yung being a wallflower or a pushover. Wag kayong magiging pushover. Don't let other people walk on your toes. Yan. So, 2 mistakes. Yung first is sensitive ako kasi nung time na yun nga, hindi naman ako talaga
Exposed.
maalam sa pagkanta. And hindi ko alam yung environment ng singing competition. Sumali ko, pinalad ako hanggang grand finals. Pinalad. Sensitive ako sa lahat ng konting issue. Mali ng ganito, mali ng ganyan. Medyo nasasaktan ako.
Dinadamdam mo lahat, oh.
Oo, dinadamdam ko siya lahat.
Iyak agad na putak sa gilid agad.
Hindi na, buti naman hindi umabot sa iyakan.
Okay.
Dinadamdam ko lang talaga siya lahat. As in, yung mga
Sinasarili mo lang.
Tahimik ka lang ako, ganyan. Tapos, yun. Pangalawa is yung being letting other people walk on your toes. Kasi, nung time na yon, syempre wala rin nga akong alam. I let other people decide kung ano yung
dapat
gagawin ko. Even when it comes to how I stand, how I look, what I say.
How do you present
nung
yourself?
Nung time na yun din kasi, siguro, ano na ba ako nun? Second year college na ako nun eh. Eh, nung time na yun, exposed ako sa mga Englishero at Englishera sa Lasal. So, syempre, mahahawa ka sa mahahawa ka sa environment eh. So, ganun, nagkasalita rin ako ng English. Pinapractice ko din yung sarili ko. Ayaw nila. So, parang torn ako noon. So, ano bang gagawin ko?
Sinong nila? Yung paligid ng competitions? Ganon? Okay.
Masyado daw alta. Eh, di ba, alam mo naman, alam mo sa Pilipinas, di ba kuya, kailangan meron ka ding selling point. Meron kang life story.
May drama sa likod.
Marketing strategy for them. Oo. Hindi ko naman sila sinisisi about that. Looking back, sabi ko, that's a perfectly valid reason. Pero nung time na yon, nung ako yung nandun sa sitwasyon na yon, medyo affected ako kasi hindi ko alam yung gagawin ko. And siguro, dahil wala rin akong idea about mental health issues nun or emotional health issues, hindi ko inakala na merong effect din sa akin siya, mentally and emotionally. So yun, kung meron akong sasabihin sa sarili ko.
Umpisa ngayon. Tsaka sa sarili mo at that time.
Correct. And yes, don't let other people decide what you should and should not do. Kasi nga, as a performing artist, you know your brand, you know your craft, you know where you excel the most. Build on that. Pero pag sinabi ng iba na maybe you wanna try this, the key word is try. If people ask you, do you want to try this? They're asking permission from you kung gusto mong itry yung something new.
They're not
Ngayon,
imposing
it's up to you na. It's up to you na whether you wanna try it or not. And mind you, trying is the start of learning something new.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. yan ang pakatandaan natin, right? So, first, lahat naman narinig natin na the hardest part is yung first step, right?
Yes.
So, technically, that's the try, right? That's the try. Yung iba naman sabihin nila, try ko lang, right? Ibig sabihin, halfway, half-assed.
Yes.
Right? So, hindi talaga all in. Kung sinabi sa akin na hindi ko mawala sa akin that I can relate. Which is, again, based on your introduction to yourself, Irra came into being, meaning you are sure of yourself na. Meaning, I accept, I embrace me as Irra. And then, I'm pushing it to the universe, di ba? So, basically, what I'm saying is it's self-awareness. Meaning, I already know myself. I already know myself and how I would present myself in front of other people. Especially, so, ako kasi hindi naman ako exposed sa showbiz eh. I mean, of course, performing artist ako, so you can say it's showbiz, but
it
TV.
is. No, Kuya, to be honest with you, sa Pilipinas lang naman yung yung idea na pagka showbiz ka TV
yun or movies yun, di ba?
Any show and on any platform or any stage is show business. And
So,
you are part of the business.
yeah, so I'm part of the business. Okay, let me rephrase that. So as part of the show business, so what I'm saying is self-awareness muna, right? Kilalanin mo muna
Yeah.
sarili mo. And then if you know yourself, then the two mistakes or the two maybe looking back with Iris life in the beginning of his career sa TV or sa showbiz is nahirapan siya on a part na tinatapak-tapakan siya or okay lang, baga wallflower nga eh. Diba? So, ang nangyayari maybe he's sure of himself but not fully.
Yes.
Diba? Not fully.
Yeah, it's important. Important din. Gusto ko din sana yan i-point sa'yo after you finished your comment. But then, nasabi mo na. Kasi at that time, siguro, if I would say, Irra did not really know himself fully during that time. But he was aware. Irra was aware that Irra is there. He recognized Irra from Jameer's perspective.
Yeah.
Yun.
Galing. Ang galing. Nice. Who else can explain it clearly than you yourself? And then, I can see, I'm a confident person. But hindi naman laging ganun. Right? But I can see you are a confident person. Lalo na ngayon. Right? And if you are confident, kumbaga, kaya mong tingnan ang nakaraan, kahit mga pagkakamali yun, at ikwento mo, tawa naman na lang. Yun, every time sinasabi sa kanta na tawa naman yung problema, pag yung isang taong problemado, kasabihin niya sa'yo, gago ka pala eh. Right? But then yung taong confident sa sarili niya, narinig niya yung kantang tawa naman yung problema, oh. The reaction is, oh yeah. Right? Because you already know yourself. Right? So, meron akong isang guest ang sabi niya sa akin you really can't talk about your mistakes before, your problems before, kung, again, hindi mo pa kilala yung sarili mo, hindi mo pa forgive ang sarili mo, and hindi ka pa okay.
Yeah.
Right? Hindi
mo pa natututunan yung lesson. Kasi hindi mo naman ma-realize na mistake yun kung hindi mo pa natutunan yung lesson ngayon. Diba?
Your story of suffering became a story of strength. Parang ganun.
Yes.
It changed, the perspective changed. Maybe because of age, or maybe because of experiences, or maybe because of exposure. Kasi napunta ka sa ibang
or all of those combined.
All of those combined na nangyari sa iyo ngayon. So, for the audience, it's quite simple what Irra's saying. It all boils down to your self-awareness. And when there's self-awareness, it's halfway, and the next part is accepting it. You have to be self-aware. Okay, I'm actually a singer, and then accept it. So I'm a singer, and I'm a balladeer. For example lang, I'm a balladeer, right? So pag pinush na sa'yo yung pop, wait, I'm a balladeer, right? Maybe I can change to a pop singer next time, but right now I'm a balladeer. Right now, with what I'm doing right now. So you cannot push me into doing pop when I myself know that I'm a balladeer and I've accepted that, something like that. But again, hindi yun fixed. You can change. You can change your perspective through time, through experiences and others. Maraming and if you accepted yourself, it's also okay to change.
Absolutely.
Change, right?
Absolutely.
And change is actually good, right? And sometimes the change happens when there's failure, right? Is there anything, one particular thing na it's like guho ng mundo, yung gano'n, alam mo yung nangyari sa'yo na changed your landscape?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh, yes. Definitely.
We want to know that.
Yes. Well, it's not like emotional, hindi siya ganun ka-emotional, pero literally nagbago yung landscape ko dahil dun sa decision na yon. Nung time na after nito ng singing competition. So after the singing competition, naging in-house artist ako ng isang TV network, and then I stayed with them for a year, and then after, medyo hindi magandang relationship kasi I felt like neglected. Marami kaming neglected kasi syempre from a business perspective, ngayon naisip ko na din na ganito siya. From the business perspective, ang kailangan i-promote nung network yung nanalo. So promote sa nanalo. Yung kami mga runners up, ano lang, secondary lang.
Backdrop.
Kumbaga
Backdrop.
ambon-ambon. Ambon-ambon na lang kami. So to me at that point, parang sabi ko hindi ako satisfied kasi wala akong magawa dahil lahat ng racket kailangan dumaan sa management. Hindi naman lahat ng racket na lumalapit sa akin pwede kong kunin dahil hindi naman lahat na-approve. So at that time, mag-expire na yung contract ko with this network. Na-discover ako hindi naman na-discover. Nag-audition kasi ako. Nagpa-audition si Mr. C, si Mr. Ryan Cayabyab for his then brainchild na Ryan Cayabyab Singers. Nag-audition ako doon and then nakuha ko. Tapos, nung time na nag-launch yung Ryan Cayabyab Singers, sa kalaban na network, ni-launch kami. Ako yung single kung saan ako yung lead vocals ng kanta. Yun yung napiling single at nanalo ng na-nominate ng Best R&B Song of the Year ata. So nung lumabas kami doon,
under contract ka pa?
Trending siya, ha?
Under contract ka pa o tapos na naman yun?
Expire na siya.
Okay.
Siguro mga parang na lang siya, 1 week, gano'n.
Okay.
So yung time na yon, di lumabas na siya. Wala namang problema wala namang problema kay Mr. C yung time na yon kasi hindi naman siya signed with this network. And wala rin problema sa kanya na meron akong pa-expire na kontrata dahil pa-expire na nga wala namang kami ginagawa at that time. Ni-launch lang namin yung album and that's it. Ngayon, nung nakita ng kabilang network, bigla silang nagalit kasi daw meron daw
You're
sila
still under contract.
May ganito daw, may mga line up ganyan. Ako naman, since medyo may pagka-pilosopo ako. Sabi ko, may mga naka-line up, isang linggo na lang matatapos na yung kontrata, ila-line up mo.
Di ba usually pag mga employment contracts, kailangan ko malaman kung renew ako one month before. So kung 1 week na lang, isipin hindi mo kinausap 1 month before, so isipin wala talaga naka-line up. So parang
yun, ganun nangyari, pero nagkaroon ng parang formal letter, complaint, ganyan na pinadala sa akin. Pero meron namang response yung side ko. So doon din in-outline na ganito naman yung nangyari sa 2 taon na kontrata. Ang wala kasing monetary value yung contract Pero in-outline doon kung magkano yung kinita ko under them. Kuya, wala pang 10,000. So, sa 2 taon.
So, parang masisisi sarili ko, di ba? Masisisi mo ba ako?
Yeah. And yun yung medyo, yun yung medyo gulat din ako kasi hindi ko akalain na abot dun sa parang, hindi naman siya demanda parang, it wasn't a lawsuit. Yeah, lawsuit. It was a formal letter informing me na, you're still under contract and you did not really like what you did.
Parang warning muna.
Oo, pero to me at that point hindi naman ako kinabahan kasi patapos na talaga yung kontrata and as an artist.
Para mag-usap tayo next week tapos na to.
As an artist nung kahit na bata pa ako noon, 2022 may sarili na akong pag-iisip noon So sabi ko hindi ako masaya para tong parang you go through divorce. Kapag valid ang reason mo for a divorce, tatapusin yung kasal, 'di ba? Oo. Ganon. Anyway, fast forward to a few years later, nag-iba ako ng landscape kasi hindi ako naging masaya. Nagkaroon ng effect sa akin parang emotionally and mentally. So, tinalikuran ko yung pag-perform. Doon ako naging flight attendant and I lived in Qatar for 6 years.
Hello? Ang ibig ko sabihin sa landscape actually is change of mindset, through experiences. Yun, ang nangyari pa sa'yo is landscape talaga as in yung lupang tinatapakan mo. Yung lupang tinatapakan mo.
Literal and figuratively.
And that's where OFWs come in. Right?
Yes.
The experiences of all OFWs listening today, that comes in. Right? So, totoo lang, sometimes the change in mindset comes to the change in the literal landscape of what the lupang tinatapakan mo. At sa mga kulturang na-experience mo, for me, ang lagi ko nasa isip kapag naisip ko maging OFW is lumalawak ang iyong pag-iisip at nalalaman mong maliit lang ang mundo.
True. At saka hindi lang yun, I will add to that. Ang na-realize ko when I lived outside of the Philippines,
Go ahead.
pagbalik mo sa Pilipinas, you're a changed person. Iba ka na hindi maiintindihan ng ibang Pilipino na hindi pa nakaka-experience na tumira sa ibang bansa. Kasi I think there is something that changes in you pagka tumira ka sa ibang bansa and nag-try ka mag-survive sa bansa na yon. Parang your desire to become a world citizen and not just your country's citizen is parang woke, 'di ba? Parang uy, oh my God, talaga. all of this is more than what I've known.
Iniwan mo siya. Tama? Related ba to sa parang sabi mo na nasaktan ka?
Yes.
Yung pagiging sensitive mo, yung sabi mong first two mistakes mo or yung first two things na sabi mo kanina na you wish you knew, this is related to that.
Yes.
Really hurt and then you got out of the way. Parang wait,
yes.
there's may darating na bagyo na nararamdaman ko, alis muna ako. Parang ganon.
Yes, meron siyang underlying...
Eternally, hindi bagyong sa ibang tao, hindi ibang tao. So,
yeah, meron din siya kasing underlying reason. Kasi nung time na yon, hindi ko pa accepted na part ako ng LGBTQ community. So, lahat yun tinatago ko siya. Tapos nag-build up yung pagiging sensitive ko, pagiging being told what to do and not to do by this certain network, by this certain manager. Nag-build up siya. Parang sabi ko, ayoko na. I'll stop. I can't do this because if I can't be my authentic self, parang ang hirap mag-interpret ng isang kanta kung hindi ka totoo sa sarili mo. Parang ganun.
Kung isa sa love story, you have to tell a story.
Excuse me. Yeah. So, sabi ko, sige, this is the perfect reason for me to leave, and being a flight attendant is the best excuse to uproot me from the Philippines.
Di ba pwede namang di ba pag flight attendant, kapag kang based in Philippines, di ba? Why is it you're based in Qatar? If you don't mind me asking, is it that your decision? Is it that your decision? Or
no.
may tinakbuhan ka ba talaga?
No. Nakakatawa dyan kasi.
Di ba? Wait to be honest, when I say flight attendant, you can stay in the Philippines. What's wrong with that? But why choose Qatar? And is it because yung kailangan ba sa trabaho? Ganon?
No, it's not that. Because at that time, unlike me now, hindi ako ganun ka thorough mag-research before. Nung time na yon, lahat na lang nang nakita ko na merong tawag kasi doon open day sa recruitment nila. Okay. Open day. Go ako. So, ang nag-recruit at that time is Emirates and Qatar Airways. Emirates, I know this brand. I know of this brand na. Qatar, sabi ko, ano yun? I don't know that, but whatever. Type.
Okay.
So, na-invite ako sa Emirates. Dito sa Pilipinas yon.
Okay.
Hindi ako pumasok kasi sabi nung final, umabot ako sa final interview Pagdating din sa final screening nung open day. Sabi dun sa final screening nung feedback. Sabi nila masyado kang hyper para sa brand ng Emirates.
Okay.
Sabi ko, totoo ba? Hyper po ba? Hindi. So nung time na yun, sabi ko, okay, sige, ganun pala. Hyper daw. Sige, fine. Never mind. And then, hindi naman ako defeatist kasi. So, I used that experience to prepare for the next one. So, yun, nag-email sa akin yung Qatar Airways. Ang catch lang, ang open day ng Qatar Airways sa Singapore. So, sabi ko, eto naman ako, I put my thinking cap on. Sabi ko, paano ako pupunta ng Singapore? So, at that time, nung time na may recruitment, nakapag-travel na rin kasi ako ng konti. So, nakita ko dun sa mabuhay miles ko, meron pala akong enough miles to go to Singapore and back. babayaran ko na lang yung tax. So,
Hmm.
yun yung ginamit ko. Pagdating ko doon, tuloy-tuloy na siya. Ang reason naman kung bakit hindi ako nag-apply sa Pilipinas nung time na yun, kasi nga, hindi nag-recruit sa
Qatar sa Pilipinas.
PAL
Qatar
at
Airways
that
sa
time.
Pilipinas.
Hindi, yung PAL.
Yung PAL.
At saka
okay.
yung
opening.
Qatar, wala po silang base sa ibang
Office.
bansa. Dito,
Ah.
doon lang sa
Qatar
doon lang sa Qatar lang. Oh, lahat ng flight attendants ng
Pero sa Singapore, yung parang open day.
yes, Singapore
I
sila
see.
nag-open day kasi mas maraming attendees kasi from different
Okay.
may what do you call this, may galing sa Malaysia, may galing sa Thailand, may galing din sa Pilipinas, ganon.
So you just because of that setup. Pero
Yes.
so the only reason it does the Qatar kasi ang accepting niya is to be based in Qatar. That's it.
Yes,
Okay.
tama ka doon.
And then so that'll be your first experience going outside the country, meaning to stay outside, but meaning to set up roots in a way.
Yes.
How was that experience the first time you went outside the country to set up roots?
To be honest, isa siyang malaking adjustment kasi wala akong idea paano mabuhay mag-isa. Like how to be independent. Pero I viewed it as a huge task or challenge kasi mahilig ako sa challenge. I like overcoming things and completing tasks. So nung time na yun, sabi ko hindi naman siguro ako mamamatay kung tumira ako sa ibang bansa, 'di ba? At wala akong adobo every day. So, yun, ang kagandahan din naman dun kasi kuya, provided naman ng company yung everything. Bahay, transportation,
That's good.
tubig, kuryente. Ang inintindi ko na lang dun is yung literally how to survive and live on a daily basis. Nung umpisa, madali po ako ma-homesick. Pero siguro 3 or 4 months after, medyo nag-okay. Like I said po, when I started answering your question, mahilig talaga ako mahilig ako sa challenge. And one of the things that proved to me that I really love achieving things is nung graduation ng batch namin sa flight attendant school or yung cabin crew college, valedictorian ng lolo mo.
Pak.
May premyo.
Anong premyo?
Binigyan ako ng $300 na voucher. Tsaka isang malaking
Sa Qatar Airways.
Hindi, sa duty free kuya, pwede mo bilhin kahit ano.
Oo nga. Akala ko flights eh.
Hindi.
Free na yun,
time na yun, 2010, malaking bagay yung $300. Saka syempre, first time ko makakuha ng $300 na ganun, no? Malas ako sa raffle kasi hindi maganda yung luck. I think yung luck stars ko hindi maganda. Pero pagka pinaghihirapan ko, yan ang resulta. $300.
Yeah. When it comes to luck, there's no such thing as luck, sabi nila, di ba? Kasi it's an opportunity.
Sabi nila.
Opportunity na tumatapat sa preparation mo, right? You didn't get lucky you got the $300. You worked for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think of that as luck. As in talagang before pa ako this is how crazy I was preparing to start cabin crew college or flight attendant school. So nasa Pilipinas ako nung sinabi nila na, okay, congratulations, you're through. Please wait for the arrival of your tickets and your visa. Hala, kuya, research ako. Sabi ko, ano bang kailangan kabisaduhin ng isang flight attendant? International airport codes. Before ako dumating ng Doha, kabisado ko na kung saan lumilipad ang Qatar Airways.
Route nila.
Yung level ng pagka-nerdy ko talaga, iba. Anyway, yun lang.
Alam mo yun, nararamdaman ko sa'yo na whatever you get into, you get into it 100%, right?
Yes, and I'm not
which makes it lucky. Which makes you very lucky, because the only reason why people say you're lucky, because and luck is very much an outside looking in perspective. it's just an audience that says you're lucky. But
Yeah.
every person who are deemed lucky, they say, huh? No, I'm not lucky. I worked hard for this, right? And it's
True.
that's your story. The people naman na usually nagsasabi, ay, ang swerte mo naman. They don't have that usually. I'm not saying everyone. Usually naman, sila kasi yung hindi ganon. Hindi sila ganon. Hindi na na-experience yung part na yun.
Yes, or galing sila sa ibang aspect of society. Like, iba yung industry nila.
Yeah.
Yung industry nila is more like professional-based. And when I say professional, it's like merong certification or licensure exam, mga doctors, ganon.
Yan. Baga, everything is about perspective. So that's why luck for me is about an outside looking in perspective.
Yeah.
But you worked hard for it, and yun siguro yung mga makikita nating lessons sa mga nakikinig ng mga OFWs ngayon. Whether it's about performing arts or whether it's going to the cabin crew and then going in with your love. Na-mention mo is homesickness.
Yeah.
I'm just curious kasi yan ang number one na problem ng OFW.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own story on how to cope with that. What is yours?
First and foremost, ang pagiging international flight attendant or cabin crew is kind of, meron ng perks yung job na yun when it comes to homesickness. Kasi for flight attendants, like myself, nung time na yon, meron kaming flights to Manila So I could always request for a flight. So pwede ako umuwi on a monthly basis.
Anytime.
Hindi naman siya kuya anytime, pero pwede ako mag-request ng flight. Kahit na 24 hours lang ako sa Manila, makikita ko yung parents ko. Minsan sa Cebu, sila pa yung pupunta sa akin. Ganon. So, dun sa sense na yon, may advantage na yung pagiging flight attendant as an OFW. Pero, if you remove that, talaga constant communication talaga with family. Kahit na hindi yan ganito, hindi siya walang camera, kahit na tawag lang, text lang, email, lahat na ng means to communicate, ginamit ko na.
which is yan ang magandang pakinggan ng mga aspiring OFWs or as OFW na nakikinig ngayon na homesick na, di ba? Sometimes you just have to talk to the one you miss. Kasi nangyari, miss ko. When was the last time you called? Last week. Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why you miss him or her, right? Because
kasi tagal na pala
just call.
Usap.
Right? Diba? For me, my experience with that, because my mom, ang nangyari, very worried sa akin yung mother ko. And what I did was I let her go to Hong Kong.
Yes, that's also another thing, Kasi for us OFWs, alam naman natin lahat na mahirap ang galawan ng schedule natin. So, ang mga employers natin, they invested in us to bring us from our home countries to where we are or our job site. So, they can't just easily let us go for like a 2 or 3 day trip. So, hintayin pa natin yung big chunk ng VL. So, yun din yung suggestion ko for our viewers na if you can, na nakapag-ipon ka na, matagal ka nang hindi umuwi, dalhin mo yung mahal mo sa buhay malapit sa'yo.
And
they can spend
the reason
a lot
why,
of time with you.
When you say spend a lot of time, meaning they know your everyday step. Alam mo yun, I know how worried my mom gets. So, ang ginawa ko, sinamahan ko siya on how my day goes. So, this is how my day goes. I wake up this morning, ganyan-ganyan. So, kasama ko siya. Yung ruta ko papapasok at pauwi, ginawa ko sa kanya. Kung worried na magulang na saan kaya ito pupunta o safe ba siya yung biyahe niya papunta, ganyan-ganyan, etc. So, I went with her to that ruta, papunta pabalik, and yung paano yung araw ko. And then, na-experience niya. And then, nung umuwi na siya sa Pilipinas, sabi niya, I know how your everyday goes, your normal everyday goes. So, medyo panatag na ako. And in that sense, pag panatag na sila, there's no worry sa kanilang na mararamdaman masyado. And then, you're not worried anymore as well. Diba? So, binigay mo sa kanya yung ganung And so, syempre, hindi naman lahat ng tao kayang dalhin yung mga magulang nila sa or mga family nila sa ibang bansa.
Where they are,
Then you can do the FaceTime or video call. Yung route mo rin. So, maybe you can use that, diba? Your route papunta sa trabaho, no matter how dangerous or very easy, very boring it is, the fact that they know how you go to and go back to work or go from and to work, di ba? Is makakagaan ng loob na sa kanila and in turn makakagaan ng loob sa iyo.
Correct.
Diba? Kasi
At least
it
kasi
starts
alam
with
nila,
their
may idea sila.
yeah, and the sound in their voices, the word in their voices worries you and brings you down, and then homesickness na ang nagiging result lang.
Yes, correct.
So that's a tidbit of information for all of you guys na yun, nandun siya sa state ngayon. Right?
Yeah. O para sa inyo po na mga na-homesick na, ang mga viewers po na siguro ay nasa barko, hindi makababa, na nanonood. Yeah. Kapit lang po.
Kapit lang.
Marami pong nagmamahal sa inyo na nasa Pilipinas or kung nasaan man. Just always think about them and remember how much they want you to still be around in the long run. Diyan lang kayo. Huwag kayong bibitaw.
Tips. You know, I'm a voracious reader. Are you a reader?
Yes, I love to read.
Fiction or
I love
whatever.
I love fiction first and foremost. But I like scientific
books,
journals, then papers,
journals,
especially when it comes to space exploration.
Yeah. malapit na yung pagiging flight attendant mo doon. Konti lang.
Oo, at saka sa mga nangyayari sa mundo ngayon, parang feeling ko mga 2 or 3 weeks, enter na yung mga aliens. Hindi na ako magugulat. Imagine.
So, mga ancient aliens, pinapanood ba yung mga ganon? Mga ancient aliens, mga ganyan. Okay.
Ancient aliens, yung marami rin sa Netflix na mga documentaries, yeah.
So, the reason why I have a podcast, Irra, is that this is a hack. I listen to podcasts. That's why I started one. If you listen to a podcast, you don't have to watch the video. You can actually set it up sa iTunes mo, and then you can listen, you can drive, etc. So, nakikinig ka lang kasi it plays even if you're scrolling sa Facebook, ganyan. And this is a hack for me. May it be a podcast and sometimes a book. So I do audibles or e-books. Audible books. No. Ano tawag dyan? Audiobooks.
Yeah.
Audiobooks, not necessarily audible. So the reason why I have this, because yun ang hack ko. Makinig ng mga books to save time. Diba? Yeah. And from there, I have the inspiration na mag-change of mindset. I had the inspiration to change of mindset. And biggest influence ko dito is si Robert Kiyosaki. That's why OFWpreneurs, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Is there someone or some book or any influential thing or a journal that actually helped you when you were outside the country?
Actually, meron. It is by this author, Miss Rhonda Byrne or Burns.
Burns.
She is the author. Well, not really the author, but she's the one who made the law of attraction as popular as it is now.
Yes. Yeah.
And siya yung nagsulat or nag-organize ng law of attraction ideas into a book called The Secret.
Yeah.
So, nung especially nung nandun ako sa Qatar, isa yan sa mga libro na parang pinanghawakan. Kasi nabasa ko na siya before pa ako pumunta doon eh. So, pinanghawakan ko yan. Sabi ko, if I really want something and I put my thought into it, it will materialize. Thoughts become things. Visualize to materialize. Nice. So, yun yung natutunan ko sa libro na to. And hanggang ngayon, ina-apply ko pa rin siya sa buhay ko. Right. So, if you have Robert Kiyosaki, I have the law of attraction. I cannot attribute everything to Miss Rhonda kasi parang unfair dun sa whole concept of law of attraction kung siya lang. Kumbaga siya yung entrepreneur dun sa law of attraction, but the whole concept is what I love.
Pwede ka man bumili ng tubig or magbenta ng tubig before, yet Evian ang una nakaisip. Parang ganon.
Yes.
That company or that person who started Evian is yung siya nag-umpisa nun. Diba? How can you sell water? Ano ba yan? How can you sell water? Okay, I'm selling one. So sa ngayon na yung do you know that story? The reason why it's Evian?
Oh no, actually no. Please share.
Sabi sa kanya, you're so naive. How can you sell water?
Oh, if you spell it backwards, is Ivia.
It's like a sampal sa lahat ng mga nagano sa kanya, detractors niya. There you go. And I'm kung may high-end water, bottled water, ako yun.
Yes, truly.
So, yung mga ganyang bagay is about mindset.
Yes.
It's about changing how your landscape into your mindset, right? Hindi siya yung tipong physical. Kung kanina ang nangyari is about the physical land na natapakan mo ang nagbago. Is there a certain mindset that changed maybe because of yun nga around the Barnes law of attraction,
Si Rhonda
the secret,
na lang,
si Rhonda na first name basis tayo si Rhonda na nag-change ng mindset. Siya ba yung nag-change din ng landscape ng iyong pag-iisip?
Yes,
or certain person.
Yes.
Partially, yes.
Partially, yes. Kasi si law of attraction is more on nung time kasi na yon, I associated the secret to my faith. So more on faith yung time na yon ng formative years ng aking law of attraction application. Pero meron din isang scientific naman, ang tawag is NLP or neuro-linguistic programming. Yan. This is a way of rewiring your brain, but explained scientifically. Kasi yung law of attraction is something na parang abstract eh. Pero on the flip side, ang NLP is like the same pero scientific. Yeah. So para dun po sa ating mga OFWpreneurs na mas gusto yung scientific or science-based approach into helping out your brain to rewire your brain into thinking of better things, or parang
achieving your potential.
Yourself. NLP. Yan po yan. Pwede nyo i-google. Yes, si law of attraction, NLP, and parents ko din.
Usually the parents are the pull down, the weight. Right? I'm not saying everybody. Right? I'm just saying. So very lucky are my parents na, of course they love you, but sometimes they don't know that they're pulling you down. But then ikaw hindi. You're just telling me that it's part of it. The secret, NLP, and your parents.
Yes. I would say na yung parents ko, blessed ako sa parents ko dahil they supported me. Lahat ng decisions ko, go. Push lang. As long, ang reminder lang nila sa akin is, you don't hurt other people, you don't hurt yourself. And
very good advice.
Kung makakabuti sa'yo, go. Nung time na iniwan ko yung, kasi hindi ako nakatapos ng school before nag-take off yung career ko. I was studying accountancy in LaSalle. Tinigil ko yun para mag-contest. Sabi ng nanay ko, go lang. Ang eskwelahan, hindi mawawala yan. Ang opportunity for you to become a singer, it might just come once. So yun, go lang. Tapos nung ano pa ba? Nung gusto ko maging flight attendant, go lang din. Nung
kahit mawawala ka sa kanila, di ba?
Oo, go lang kasi sobra yung support nila na binigay sa akin in that sense. Kasi syempre hindi naman lahat ng oras smooth sailing ang relationship niya sa family dahil din sa financial troubles or what have you. Na-experience ko din yun, yung parang andito na ako sa ibang bansa, ang dami ko pa rin problema. Hindi ko personal problema ng pamilya, but since I'm part of it, kasama
ka pa rin.
So, hindi nawala yun. Pero more than the problem, yung parents ko were part of the solution.
Wow. Sa mga OFW nakikinig ngayon, hindi siya rare, it's uncommon, but they exist. So sa mga parents ngayon, sa mga parents na OFWs, I implore you to be that kind of a parent, that actually be part of that influence to make the potential of your children to achieve their greatest potential, di ba? So parang kayo yung push. I know you do it. But sometimes it doesn't hurt, right, to actually read about it or listen about it on a podcast, plugging konti. And then yung
like ito.
Yeah, di ba? Like this podcast. learn about it. Kasi meron tayong mentality sa mga Pilipino. I'm not dissing on it, but this is just some
Real
beliefs that
talk
we have.
lang.
Real talk lang.
Real
Na,
talk.
na ang nangyayari is, may kanya-kanya tayong way ng ng parenting. So, wag mo akong sasabihan, I'm also a parent. Di ba? Ganun ng defensive, di ba? Yung, kunyari, nung first time kong maging parent, yung mga ibang parents na palapit sa akin, alam mo yun, yung hindi mo tinatanong, sasabihin sa'yo. Yung mga ganung klaseng bagay na parang
True.
ang tingin ko nung una sa new parent, sabi ko, ano sasabi yan? I know kasi yun din narinig ko sa magulang ko eh. We have different styles of parenting. So you cannot impose what we do on my children, di ba? And but then you listen, and then I said listen, and I listen and I listen, and then inaccept ko na lang kasi mga friends mo sila eh, di ba? At kung meron man talagang information na pwede nilang sabihin sa'yo na hindi mo alam, di ba? Hindi mo marinig kasi hindi nila sinabi sa'yo or sarado yung tenga mo. Correct. Diba? Hindi mo malalaman, right?
Correct.
So but then I opened up myself, sabi ko, okay, go ahead, give it to me. Give it to me. Hindi nalalabas sa bibig ko yung we have different styles of parenting. You don't impose on that on my children. Parang ganun, di ba? So and then I pinagkabit-kabit ko siya, and then I read about it, di ba? But then sabi ko, it's all about education.
True.
And it's all about exposure. So when you expose as a new parent, what I did is I exposed myself to parenting of other people. Not necessarily listen to them na pakipag-usap, but going to their places, sa bahay nila, alam mo yun, see how they parent, observe it, ganito pala yung anak niya, ganito yung ganyan. I'm not judging it. What I'm saying is I'm learning from how they do it, di ba?
Yes.
So the keywords here are education and exposure.
Yes. Sobrang ganda ng point na yan, kuya, kasi I don't only recommend this as a performing artist to other performing artists, because importante that we do not rest our laurels to what we already know. Importante that we are like a patch of ivy. Yung ivy, bibilin mo siya, yung ivy na halaman, yung gumagapang sa pader. Yeah. Bibili mo siya ganito kaliit. Pero, once na iniwan mo siya dyan sa pader, mission niya in life, nabuuin yung buong pader. So, kung ihahalin tulad natin yung desire natin to learn with an ivy, punuin natin yung utak natin with information and education, educate ourselves. Ganon. Maganda man na yung sinabi mo na yun.
Touched me, the part of your LGBT community line. Kasi I had a guest, it's Joe Abuda, if you don't know. Joe Abuda of The Adlib. He's a guest in this podcast.
Ooh, maybe I should look him up,
yeah. Yeah, we talk, J-O, Miss Joe. You can see her as Miss Joe, M-I-S-S, J-O-E Abuda of The Adlib Dance Company. So,
sulit natin.
Yung, ang meron kaming situation about, not situation, but because magkasama kami sa UST, and then UST is a Royal Pontifical University of the Philippines.
Yes.
So, alam mo yan. Ghosted, di ba?
Ghosted.
So, saka, just side note, lagi naming cheer dancer ako, if you don't know. UST Saranghawi Dance Group.
Nag-cheer din ako sa Lasal. Come on, Pep Squad.
So, what I'm saying is, yung namin is, lagi naming chant is, ang practice chant namin is, Animo Cheers, Beat the Lasal!
Oh my God.
So, dinami ng school, yun lagi yun. Kasi at that time, when 1990s,
may rivalry ang Uste.
The rivalry is Uste and Lasal. Hindi Ateneo, Lasal. So, yun yung 3-peat, 5-peat namin sa...
Yeah.
So, anyway, napunta tayo doon, so, ang nangyari sa amin is we have to show ourselves as straight. But then we already know that we're not. Parang ganon, di ba? I'm straight. So what I'm saying is I was homophobic in high school. We started with that, with a confession that I was a homophobic. But then what I'm saying is not all only for LGBT. It's everything about. That's why it's related to the parenting earlier, to being OFW, everything. This is everything under the sun. So if you can take this as an analogy, this applies to everything.
Yes.
So ang nangyari is the only reason why I was not I left that lifestyle or hindi lifestyle or that thinking or that mindset
That
is
mindset, yeah.
because I was exposed. Doon ako sa dance troupe eh, di ba?
Yeah,
Sa batch namin, parang 2 o 3 lang kaming lalaki.
correct.
We're all girls. Parang gano'n. Tapos 3 lang kaming lalaki. Pero 50
Yeah.
kayo. So, imagine, di ba? So, yung pag magsalita ako, charot. Gano'n na ako. Yung gano'n, yung language ko gano'n na rin. Na parang yung mga kaibigan ko ng high school, parang, parang,
Anong nangyari?
Anong nangyari dito? Parang gano'n. Kasi siyempre, nung high school, parang siga-siga kayo, di ba?
Oo.
But then, pagdating doon, I was exposed to it.
Yes.
But I was not educated enough. So, but for me, exposure is good, but educating yourself is even better.
Yeah, absolutely. Exposure kasi is like a teaser of what
Yeah.
education can give you.
Yes.
Diba?
Baga, it builds your curiosity, right?
Yeah.
Parang, ganun pa.
Ganun
diba?
pala.
Ganun pala, diba? Well, that's related to this pagiging OFW, right? Curious ka.
Yeah.
Paano bang mabuhay mag-isa sa ibang bansa? Ganito, ganyan, right? And then, you exposed yourself. Meaning, as in, di nila mo sarili mo doon. Hindi ka man lang hindi mo na-educate sarili mo. As in, pumunta ka lang doon. Ando ka
Yeah.
na. Right? So, change of landscape talaga, right?
Yeah.
And then, the education part is the mindset. So, what I'm saying is, this is education and exposure. Education is the mindset. Exposure is the landscape, meaning the physical land. Very
Agree.
physical. So, I think we have a thumbnail already. This is education and exposure and everything that revolves around your life. With that education and exposure spill or rant, is there anything any part of your journey in your life na when you came and was exposed to it already or educated already, are there any myths that was debunked? So, ginawa ko ng general Ginawa ko ng general. Kasi, so let's go with ito kanina yung question ko actually. Nagpunta ka sa showbiz. So, is there anything that you can debunk sa showbiz part?
Yeah. Naku, ang dami, kuya. Pero yung unang-una talaga sa lahat dyan is yung kapag ka-artista ka, marami kang kinikita. Hindi po totoo. Sa totoo lang, hindi po totoo.
Yun yung dalawang taon mong 10,000?
Oo. Isipin mo, kung totoo yan, di ang dami ng mayaman na artista. Diba? Hindi naman po talaga siya. Tsaka kung totoo yan po, bakit sila magiging politiko? Hindi ko sinasabi na mag-branch out lang ang isang artista para maging politiko para kumita ng pera. Kasi in its sense, being a public servant is still an employment.
Yes.
Diba? It's a form of employment. So, kung artista ka na at enough na yung kinikita mo doon, bakit ka pa maghahanap ng another type of employment? And your way to go to that world is actually exposure o mag-expose ka kasi dahil kilala ka na. Yeah. So, ang point ko lang po wala akong dinidis na artista na naging politiko. Ang point ko lang po that I'm trying to make is hindi po totoo na kapag ka artista ka, lumalabas ka sa TV, malaki yung kinikita mo. Hindi po totoo. Unless ka level mo si Piolo Pascual, Judy Ann Santos, mga ganon. Diba? Yun talaga milyon.
Lumabas lang, no? Milyon na kaagad. Na makita lang yung tenga, 500,000.
Yan ang unang-unang, yes. Yan ang unang-unang myth na debunk ko. Pangalawa, isa pa, na hindi po totoo na yung nakikita niyo sa TV na pagka ang mga artista nasa bahay tapos bagong gising, kunyari nasa bahay pag bagong gising, ganda, woke up like this, hindi po totoo yun. Bago nila kunan yun, Diyos ko, siguro mga 3 days pupunta muna sila kay Dr. Ricky Bello or kay Dr. Kalayan, which is an accepted reality. Kaso lang, minsan yung mga tao kasi, ang ganda naman ito, bagong gising. Saan ka nakakita ng bagong gising na merong eyeliner? Diba? Or yung kilay is
pantay.
Diba? Pantay. Walang ganun. Yun lang. Two popular myths na prove ko na mali. Meron pa isa, kuya. Meron pa isa. Na si Miss Regina Velasquez ay mataray. Hindi po. She is one of the kindest artista na nakasama ko in life.
With that, magkwento ako ng first time ko nakita si Regine. Cornrows siya sa labas ng CCP artist entrance kasi doon ako papasok.
Yeah.
And then nakita ko siya, parang starstruck ako. Wala ko nasabi, walang kahit na wala pa picture. Yun lang.
Yeah.
Nakita, ang point ko lang is nasilayan ko rin siya. So hindi ko alam kung mataway siya or mabait siya. But I trust that you when you say na mabait siya.
Yeah, ano siya po, hindi siya mahilig mag start ng conversation or magsalita kasi as a singer, alam mo yung importante yung vocal rest eh. 'Di ba? So to her, kung pagka hindi kayo naman talaga super close, hindi naman po talaga siya mag-start ng conversation. Pero pag ginausap mo siya, she's very warm, very thoughtful, magbibigay yan ng regalo, magbibigay ng PayPal. Ayun, PayPakwa. Sobrang sa kanya ko nalaman yung PayPakwa.
Ako nag-call center ako, alam ko yung PayPakwa.
Pinadala niya kami ng isang pakete ng PayPakwa candies at saka isang malaking bote ng PayPakwa liquid nung
This is not sponsored by
finals.
This is not sponsored by PayPakwa, but if you hear this, PayPakwa, Bakenemen. Bakenemen.
Yeah. So yun, tatlo.
Any other myths? OFW myths, ganon kasi.
I think ganon well it cross the money myth crosses over to being an OFW and being a theater actor.
Ay, ang galing mo
pag theater
doon.
actor ka, 'di ba? Pag theater actor ka, hindi naman malaki ang kita mo eh. In fact, talagang super
sobrang
underpaid ang theater actor sa Pilipinas. And
nakakaiyak na lang. Alam mo, that's your reaction. Nakakaiyak na lang.
Iyak na lang po. Pero para sa pagmamahal sa entablado, marami talagang mga aktor ang ganyan sa Pilipinas. Talagang dahil sa pagmamahal sa entablado, push lang ng push, racket na lang ng racket. Ganon. At sa pagiging OFW, para po sa kaalaman ng lahat, especially po yung mga kamag-anak namin na hindi naman po namin talaga ka-close, hindi po kami tamatain ng pera at hindi po kami lumalabas sa inyong telebisyon kapag wala kayong pera or may pangangailangan kayo. Ang kala nyo sa amin ay artista, hindi po. OFW po kami. Ang dahilan kung bakit kami umalis ng Pilipinas ay dahil kailangan namin maghanap ng oportunidad. So, huwag niyo po kaming gawing oportunidad ninyo kasi meron po kayong
mag-OFW din kayo.
True. At saka, kung meron naman kami, hindi naman namin kayo makakalimutan. Kaso lang minsan talaga, sapat lang for our family.
Yan. So, the myth is, hindi kami mayaman.
Yun.
The reason why we went to outside the Philippines, because gusto namin yumaman. But the fact na umungtong na kami sa ibang bansa, it doesn't mean we already are. We are still trying, just same as you.
Yeah, hindi po JP Adena's savings bank at Irra Cenina's trust bank or trust fund ang ating mga pangalan.
Yan, but one thing na natutunan ko, ang nangyayari is lagi nating, which is again as an OFW, our initial reaction or our how we communicate or our conversation gears towards the family side. You have to respect us, treat us as same as you, na hindi naman kami mayaman pa, ganyan. So I wanna go to the other side of the coin na sometimes it's the fault, not sometimes. Again, it's 50-50. The OFW's fault kung binigay mo lahat sa family. If you said yes to whatever they ask for, right? Pamilya mong hindi mo nakikita masyado, nalamang OFW ka, and then humihingi ng pera. Well, just say, okay, no.
Yeah. Walang masama na magsabi ng no, sa totoo lang.
Yes.
At meron akong natutunan din, kuya, na parang it's not bad to cut ties with people, even family members who not family, your family. Kasi bihira sa pamilyang Pilipino yung merong salot sa pamilya eh. Yung parang nana sa sukat. Alam mo yun? Bihira yun eh.
Real talk lang talaga.
Oo, kuya.
Go!
Sa akin, makakaasa ka na walang sugar coating kapag real talk. Medyo matalas din yung dila ka. Pero ang ibig ko pong sabihin, natutunan ko na okay lang talaga. Para sa kauunlad mo personally, putulin mo yung relationship mo with people around you that are like nana to your sugat.
So, I think what Ira is saying is there are 5 people that influenced your life. Diba? From the book, The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom.
Yes.
Ang take ko
Ganda
doon
po,
is
galing na author.
you are the average of the 5 people you always hang around with. But the thing is, there's a nana sometimes.
True.
And don't be afraid to cut that off. And then add
Yes.
something to add value to your life. It doesn't mean you're selfish to add that adds value to your life. The thing is, the only reason why you're changing that person, adding something that adds value, because you want to get rid of the nana.
Right? True. At saka kuya, ano po, I'll add on that because you said something about being selfish. Meron pong difference ang self-love and self-care sa pagiging selfish. Kapag ka selfish ka, lahat na lang sa'yo. Pero kapag ka mahal mo yung sarili mo, you buy the things that you need, you provide everything that you need for yourself. You do that because keep in mind na gawin mo yan dahil unang-una sa lahat, paano ka makakatulong sa ibang tao kung yung sarili mo is hungry for help or crying for help. Diba?
Yan.
Walang masama doon. Splurge on yourself. You deserve it. Buhay mo yan eh. Diba? Ang unang-una sa lahat, yung natatanggap ng iyong family, natatanggap ng iyong friends, whether it's financial, emotional, or social support, is more of like a bonus na natatanggap nila. Sa totoo lang, meron tayong weird na sense sa Pilipinas na responsibilidad natin ang ganito, ang pamilya or whatever. Totoo, part of it is true.
Yeah.
But sometimes people take it too far. They take it too far na parang sila na yung last sa listahan. No. Don't put yourself last. In fact, put yourself first on the list.
Yes.
Put yourself on the list with this in mind. Kaya mo nilalagay ang sarili mo sa top of the list is because gusto mong tulungan lahat ng nandun sa baba mo.
Yes. Hindi yung tutulungan mo sila and then ikaw yung nagsasuffer in the end.
Diba? Oo, diba? Hindi siya healthy. I'm not saying na mali yun. Some people will argue, but Jesus Christ did the exact opposite of what you're saying. Exactly. He's the Son of God. I am not.
Yeah.
Diba?
Wala nang mag-rebat doon sa analogy na yan, right?
Hindi naman. Oo.
You cannot satisfy everybody. Right? So, there's no balance in life. But life is a balancing act.
Yun. Parang kang nagalakad sa tightrope, kuya.
Life is found on the edges, not in the middle.
Ooh.
Diba?
I like that, yeah.
And I feel that you are this kasi you are a risk taker. Right? You are a risk taker. And yung pagiging risk taker mo, it actually makes your life better. And more exciting, right? Bonus yung more exciting, right? There's a movie.
It enhances you. Uh-oh.
Yes. There's a movie, Flatliners.
Ano ori ko nga yan?
May remake na yan eh. Remake na yan eh.
yan.
Dati sila Julia Roberts yan eh. Tsaka sila. But may remake sa Netflix ng Flatliners. Or series yata, nakalimutan ko. But the thing is...
Feeling ko series yun eh.
Series yung Flatliners. But it's from a movie dati pa with Julia Roberts and Alec Baldwin, I think. And some other very good cast. It's a very good cast. Kiefer Sutherland, kasama din siya. So, ang nangyari, lagi ko naisip yun yung Flatliners. Kasi they are excited about going flatline. Alam mo yun? Diba? Mamatay. Mamatay kasi flatline. But then they are excited about it na alam mo yung ginagawa nila is dangerous enough na mamamatay sila. May chance silang mamatay talaga. Parang ganon, right? So risk taker.
Excitement.
Exciting yun. That's an extreme. Yeah. What I'm saying is with OFWpreneurs, the word itself is combined. OFW and entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are defined as risk takers when it comes to monetary, so sa money. And they are willing to take risks, right, with providing value to sell whatever. Right? So yun ang makikita sa entrepreneur, the word entrepreneur. And you are it. I can see, I can feel na sa screen. nag-uumapaw yung ganong
Siksikliglig umaapaw.
yan, sa ramdam ko online yung feeling na yan na, and based on your stories, ganun talaga yung nangyayari. That's why there's everybody has an entrepreneurial spirit. But then it's very, very rampant or very exposed, or I can see it on all OFWs. All OFWs. Why? Because they already did it.
Yeah.
Right? They already did sacrifice.
And they're just not aware of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just not aware of it. Right? The message of the OFWpreneurs Podcast is the fastest way to come home for good nang hindi ka nagmamadali is to actually start a business. Whether it be your business, Irra Cenina as a business, or Baon, or whatever it is, or whatever it is you are doing right now, a professional, a doctor, whatever. You are your own business. And you are already a business person. You already have an entrepreneurial spirit. So sa mga OFWs, aspiring OFWs, or OFWs na aspiring entrepreneurs, you already have the characteristics of one. And if you want to come home for good, start a business.
Yes.
Again, ang hindi nagmamadali, I want to emphasize on that. Kasi hindi naman, I took me 11
It's not a race. It's not a race.
It's a marathon. It's a race, but it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. But then, your movement every day has to be a sprint. But your thinking has to be a marathon.
Yes, and all your actions should lead towards your goal.
Your North Star.
Kahit na konti lang yung movement mo, marami man, basta dapat you're inching towards your end goal.
Yes. And with that, I want to segue. Sumisegue tayo. With Irra Cenina as his business, I want to share to you guys his website, his socials, and his YouTube channel. So go ahead.
Yay.
I give you the floor and explain to them to what's happening here.
Yeah. Okay. So like I said earlier, I've started treating my name as my brand, which is what you should do as OFWs, as entrepreneurs, as OFWpreneurs. So that's exactly what I did. And then I used the playing it by ear because I am a singer, a musician, and usually sometimes kung walang, alam to ng mga musicians or mga singers, kapag ka walang sheet music, sisifrahin yan. So you're playing it by ear. And also, it's playing it by ear is a play on my name kasi yung era for some people, dalawang syllable na nga lang eh. Tinatamad pa silang sabihin yung era. So ang tawag nila sa akin ay ear. So how fun would it be to literally be playing it by ear, by me, with me, with you, di ba?
Ang galing. I didn't think of that actually.
Yeah, you can find that the description or that story in the about section of the YouTube channel. But my YouTube channel is relatively new, but you could see here that I joined August 24 of 2011. I joined YouTube because at that time, yung mga videos na in-upload ko are like videos of my live performances na wala akong place i-save. So dyan ko siya nilagay. But then, ito lang taon na to, this month lang, July. Noong July lang ako nag-start mag-upload ng content professionally. As you can see, I only have 324 subscribers at the moment, but I started with 50 noong July. So there are people who are interested in seeing what I put out, and that's enough for me. Kasi you need to start interest in people, and that's enough. Because if they like what they saw with that small interest, then you will reap the dividends as long as you make them invest their time in you, in due course. Yeah.
You can also find Irra in.
You can also find me on Instagram at Irra Cenina. You can here on Instagram naman, you could find usually my kalokohan because this is the other side of Irra na I think hindi appropriate for me to put sa YouTube. Dito sa Instagram, dito yung mga kalokohan. And then I also have my official Facebook page which is official Irra Cenina, and it functions as this a combination of my YouTube and my Instagram channel.
Nice.
My YouTube channel and Instagram account.
Yeah.
And if you still want to know more, I have my own website, which is irracenina.com. Here you would find more information about my life as an artist, my discography, some of the things that I've been busy with my last employer, which is Norwegian Cruise Lines. And I have a free download section here, especially for performing artists. Kasi dun sa free download section, meron akong artist resume template na pwede nyong download, tapos i-edit nyo na lang yung details, remove mo yung details ko, ilagay mo yung details nyo, tapos yun na yun. Yan.
Galing.
Yes. And by the way, all of the things that you see here on your screens na pinapakita sa inyo ni Kuya JP, ako lang lahat gumawa kasi wala po akong pambayad sa isang web developer. Pati mga
And there's
videos
nothing
ko
wrong with that.
Absolutely. And I enjoy the process of learning how to do it. Itong website ko, ako nag-design yan. Although ako nagbayad ng domain, maliit na bagay naman yung domain kasi spread out naman siya for 1 year. But for my YouTube channel, then yung mga videos ko doon, ako yung nag-edit ng videos and ideas ko din po. Disclaimer lang din, sa atin pong, sa inyo po mga nanonood na viewers ng OFWpreneurs, para po sa inyong kaalaman, ang mga content creators po, just like in any field, ang knowledge po ay nandiyan na available na po sa atin. Hindi po ibig sabihin na dahil gumawa ako ng parehong content with another person, ay inaagaw ko na yung content niya. Unless, yung buong content nga, yun din yung buong content ko na wala akong binago. Plagiarism po ang tawag doon. At hindi po natin gagawin yan sa channel po ni Kuya JP at sa channel ko. Hindi ko po gagawin yan.
These are stories of OFWs, siguro, real OFWs.
Yes. Baka mamaya po marinig nyo na meron akong opinion na ganito sa aking mga nasabi sa ibang parte ng videos ko na narinig nyo sa iba. Nagkataon po na pareho lang ng opinion. Hindi po na nagkaagawan kami ng idea. Hindi naman po gano'n. Yun lang po.
Yan.
Yes.
Yeah, so, yung mga gantong mga websites, mga socials, ganyan-ganyan, it's relatively free. Relatively, kasi minsan kasi may bayad yung iba, pero yung iba naman may walang bayad.
Wala
so,
po.
It's up to you. Branding wise, if you want to make it like as you, hindi yung jpadena.blogspot.com. So, gawin mong, diba? If you want to make it your own channel, your own website. As you can see here, right? This is jpadena.com. I also have a website. This is the OFWpreneurs Podcast, and I also have a Facebook there. And I also have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and podcast. This is the podcast. So the video form is in the YouTube, and the audio form will be available in Apple iTunes and some major podcast channels. There you go. Yeah. So you know, nung nag-invite kita dito, Irra, sabi ko, just go with the flow lang tayo.
Yes,
so,
totoo. Yan yung sinabi mo sa akin.
Questions na prepared before. So, is there any question na you are expecting me to ask but I didn't?
To be honest, wala. Kasi sabi mo wala eh. Wag ako wala ako sinulat. As in, wala.
The big idea of this OFWpreneurs Podcast, as again, I told you earlier, I want to emphasize on this, is the fastest way to come home for good nang hindi ka nagmamadali. Is to actually start a business. Thus, OFWpreneurs Podcast, to help you start your own business. Whether it be you, or the you business, just like Irra Cenina. And this episode is entitled Irra Cenina with Big Ideas.
Yes.
With that, Irra, what is the big idea for you? What is your big idea? You can impart to the audience here.
To be honest, this big idea is not how can I say? It's not nothing new, but it's new in the sense na dahil sa akin with my own spin, and what I like your OFWpreneurs big idea is the fastest way to bring you home without actually going home. sa akin naman, my big idea is to give out or to push content that would inspire and inform people that are okay, let me rephrase that. The aim of my channel and my brand is to give and provide actionable information and inspiration to performing artists and aspiring performing artists. Alam naman natin na marami ng information dyan na merong ganitong recruitment, na merong ganitong audition, pero wala masyadong information na nag-explain paano ba yung step by step before ka mag-audition or before ka maging isang performing artist. That's the goal of my channel. To provide you information na pwede mong gawin ngayon habang nanonood ka. Ngayon pa lang. Kasabay.
Actionable. That's the best part.
Yun.
That's the best part is the actionable information.
Yeah. That's my big idea. To be honest with you, marami nagtatanong sa akin kung gusto ko bang gawin ito na parang gawing monetized yung aking YouTube account. And yes and no. Kasi kung ngayon pa lang iisipin ko na yung pera, ang layo ko pa eh. And for YouTube, merong targets yan eh. You need 1,000 subscribers plus and 4,000 hours of watch time, which I don't have, both. So ngayon, ang goal ko is to push out content. Yung content na merong mapupulot yung tao or yung viewer. Yeah, and this is more geared towards aspiring performers o yung mga baguhan dahil and I don't mean to demean or degrade newcomers, but syempre pag bago ka maghahanap ka ng information. And sana nga meron ako din ganun before eh. Kung meron lang ganitong channel na experience ako before, siguro it'll be a lot easier. But yes, itong channel na to would not have been enjoying its benefits now kung walang naniniwala na or walang nangangailangan. Sa totoo lang kasi yung 325 or 324 subscribers na yan, hindi naman ganun kalaking pamilya ko. 17 lang kami sa pamilya.
Bilang na bilang mo
So yung subscribe, yung viewership ko tumaas din kasi merong market, merong niche. Yun.
And actually, yung sa akin, I ask for subscribers. I usually ask, but I'm not pushy in a way na kailangan kong mangyari yon. But of course, at the back of your mind, but the reason is you wanna give out the information. You always wish, you always wish na sana may gantong tao na gumawa nito before nung nag-umpisa ka. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So now you make it available. If there's something that you can do to make that available for someone who's starting, then so be it, diba? And if that helps you, right? And if this helps you, if Irra Cenina's YouTube page helps you, why not subscribe? Right? Because it helps Irra.
Yes.
So if you, diba? Hindi na yung about it's about me. It's about you are helping Irra, right?
Yes,
to help him make more content and make him inspired as well to inspire others.
Yes.
Ang galing.
Tsaka ano rin kuya, dahil hindi po kasi popular ang pagiging isang performing artist sa Pilipinas, 'di ba? Kung hindi ka artista, a performing artist is just another theater actor, another dancer, another singer, which is not nice to hear, but also I saw that as an opportunity to educate people who don't really know what happens in the life of a performing artist. And I am willing to set myself as an example through this channel. Kasi dito rin nila makikita kung ano na yung naging achievements ko at ano yung nabigay sa akin ng pagiging isang performing artist. Kumbaga.
And to inspire more aspiring YouTube content producers din, creators. Sometimes ang nagpipigil sa atin is wala pa naman kasi akong experience hindi man lang kasi ako successful So how can I give out information kung hindi pa ako successful? Okay. Here's my question to you. Are you happy? Are you happy doing this? Oh my God.
Yes and no. Yes to the question, are you happy? And no to the part na dahil sa pressure. Napapressure ako. I am such an overthinker.
Yeah.
I'm an overthinker and I'm a
It's a
critical
blessing
thinker.
and a curse.
And yes, and I am I like to read and do research kasi ayoko ng half-baked information. Gusto ko yung buo. So, yes, masaya ako dahil meron pala mga tao na gustong marinig yung point of view ng isang katulad ko. And napapressure ako dahil sometimes ang kailangan ng tao ay information with a good comic relief. Pero minsan, I get stuck in my head na parang, no, information. Pero kung gusto nila ng ganun, bakit hindi na lang sila maghanap ng lectures online, di ba?
Yeah.
So, I keep on reminding myself, hindi, you can actually be yourself and have fun on camera. Kasi kailangan din nila makita yung personality mo, kailangan nila makita na person ka, hindi ka isang artificial intelligence at hindi ka guro. Wag kang magmarunong masyado at wag ka masyadong maging too formal kasi hindi ka naman formal educator. Ganon.
And let's end with that.
Yeah.
You know, if you got something with this, share it and share Irra Cenina's page channel as well. And sa mga OFWs nakikinig all over the world, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, good day. Inyo lahat.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.